Welcome to the Virtual Sheep Breeders Forum Impro for Breeders workshop session. This was originally planned to be a hands-on interactive session at the physical event. However, with the virtual format we find ourselves in, we have had to change tack slightly. From the outset of the nProve project, breeders have been very open about the range of tech savviness across their business and where their best use of time is spent. Each individual in our breeder community has their own position that works for them. There are also other factors such as broadband availability and accessibility to be considered. It is with all of this in mind that we have developed nProve. We've been working with early adopter breeders and bureaus to test drive the nProve breeder functionality. And in our new virtual format of this workshop, we were fortunate enough to be able to record some of these breeders willing to share their initial feedback and perspectives with you today. Today we're welcoming Will Jackson of Picket Hill, one of our Sheep Genetics Advisory Group members, to share with us his experience with nProve. Thanks for joining us, Will. First up, can you tell us a bit about your role as a breeder and how that influences your use of technology?
Yeah, so I currently running 3 flocks. Technology's something that in the past hasn't been a major strong point of mine. I'm not that technically savvy, but I would like to be able to use technology to my advantage a little bit more. So yeah, I'm probably one of those sort of people that if the information was there and it was easy to access, I'd probably use it more often. So that would be my take on that.
So how long have you been using nProve for?
Yeah, so I've been using nProve for since last week when you guys contacted me. I've looked at the commercial face a little bit, but had a good look at the breeder face, and my bureau sent through some selection lists and had a little bit of a play around with them, and yeah, it worked pretty well. I was able to sort them up, have a good look at the data, so yeah, I was reasonably happy.
So what sort of things have you used it for so far?
Yeah, so basically looking at a culling list for ewe hoggets, so had a look at those and just took some of the bottom performing animals off, and just did a little bit of a selection, just played around with some of the figures there. So that worked pretty well. I was reasonably happy. I was able to actually put it onto Excel as well, and download it onto Excel. So that worked pretty well, yeah. Yeah, I'm reasonably probably better on Excel than I am on that, and I was able to actually get all the data up on the big screen, so that worked pretty well, yeah.
So in general, how have you found using nProve compared to what you've used in the past?
So my bureau's basically sent me our selection lists, and they've generally been on PDFs or whatever. And on PDFs, and I've looked at them and done it manually. So this seems to be quite a good way of doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So any other features you'd like to see that aren't there currently?
The only other thing I thought would be quite handy was being able to actually rank your animals, but I've actually heard that is one of the things that we're looking at improving there. So yeah.
Yeah, so the ranking functionality will be part of a development we're working on to roll out in mid-August, so that'll be coming then.
Yeah, so that would be good. Other than that, yeah, I think it's a really, really good start.
Cool, so we're going to welcome Emma Pettigrew of Wairiri today to talk through a bit of her experience with nProve to date. First up, can you tell us a bit about your role and relationship with technology?
Yeah, so I started at Wairere in October last year. My role currently is Research and Development Manager, so that's quite a fancy term for data analyst. So before I came to Wairere, I was studying at Massey, so I just finished my PhD in animal science, and I also have a stud background. My parents have a stud farm, so I've worked in the stud side of things to an extent on mum and dad's farm, but also have a good relationship with technology, having done my PhD through Massey. I definitely think that I'm quite computer literate. I've used a lot of Excel and other statistical softwares and things like that. Yeah.
How long have you been using nProve?
So not very long. I started using it probably about a week before the breeder forum was meant to be. So yeah, just a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, cool. And again, thank you for agreeing to share your perspective after such a short space of time playing with it. It's really great to be able to share real perspectives of breeders that have tried it out with the rest of the breeders joining us. So how did you first find it when you first started using nProve?
Yeah, so it was really user friendly. To begin with, our SIL Bureau had set up a series of views of selection lists, size summaries, dam summaries. So the information was already pre-set up, but it was really nice and easy to change, to adapt the views that I was working with. So for example, if we're working through a selection list and there were traits that I wanted to look at that weren't on there, just add columns. Or if, for example, we've got quite a few different flocks within our system, so you could add and remove flocks or add and remove animals. It was really, really easy to put in different criteria to filter and then sort. You could sort the data on any of the traits that you wanted to, depending on what you were looking at, and you can save those views for later, which our Bureau had already done to begin with, just set it all up. And you can also download into Excel. So I do a lot of my work in Excel, so it's really cool to have a nice easy system to download that data and also save those views, so that if you realize later on that you don't have what you want, you can just go back into what you've already downloaded and just add in an extra couple of columns or some more animals or anything like that. It's nice and easy.
Is there any features you'd like to see that aren't perhaps there yet?
It'd be really cool to be able to sort of look at our own genetic trend graphs and things like that, whether that's a possibility coming up.
Yeah, so just to preempt that, our report views are due to be released shortly, and that will contain that functionality. So that's, soon to come.
Cool.
Any other final thoughts or suggestions to other breeders that might be trying it in the coming weeks and months?
I think just get familiar with it. It's a really, from what I've experienced, nice, easy system to use. Just get acquainted with it, and that'll probably be the best way to get your value out of it.
Awesome. Thanks for your time, Emma.